What's up everybody, it's Kim Tendo and welcome back to our weekly news recap. But before we dive into that, let's go into our comment of the day, who is Carlos Eduardo. Last video I asked you guys if you could, speculate what we would see in the presents. He will be featured as comment of the day, and Carlos Eduardo pretty much nailed it except for one point, so let's dive into it. They said, I really hope we get the region's name. It's annoying to call the region the Gen 9 region, so I really hope they reveal it. Other than that, I hope we get some important characters / evil team since they're almost the same. We also get the gimmicks, some new Pokemon obviously, and a full battle. I know the chances of that are low, but I just want to see the animations. And we basically got most of that. We got, of course, some really important characters. We got the gimmick, finally, region name, Paldea. Thank you for that. And we got some new Pokemon out of that. So we pretty much got everything. We sort of got some gameplay. It wasn't a full battle, but we got gameplay. But yeah, that's gonna do it for that comment of the day. The next comment of the day, I'm gonna ask you guys, what do you want to see in the next trailer? Because they really seem to be doubling down on doing monthly trailers now that the pre-orders are up for Japan. So we actually have something to look forward to coming September and October, and then the game coming, of course, November. So that being said, let's dive into the video. So for this news recap video, it's going to mostly be centered around Scarlet and Violet because that was like the big thing this week, but I guess we can focus on a smaller stuff before we dive into that. The presents, of course, did happen. We got news on Go, which I talked about that last week with the whole daily lore thing where you can get the Galarian birds and stuff. Then they touched up upon Cafe Remix with a hungry Mewtwo and Latios and Latias, which nobody really cared about that. Then they talked about Unite, or I think Unite was before that, but you know the deal. It was a whole Pikachu event where you can fight a G-Max Pikachu instead of the birds or Regigigas or whatever stadium you're playing at. That looked really cool. I really enjoyed that. Then we got Masters, which teased Red versus Ash, which was a fan thing that people wanted for so long, but Masters will actually let that happen. And we finally move on to the Scarlet and Violet news where we just got a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to start with the characters and move on to the Pokemon. But for the characters, we got two new rivals, Penny and Arven. And Penny is a shy character. She doesn't show up to school often. They really wanted you to know that. And she also is a fan of Eevee. You can tell by her Eevee backpack. I really like her design. I really hope she isn't just Marnie 2.0, and by that I mean I really hope that she actually shows up a lot in the story and does something and isn't just shoehorned into the story. Arven is a cook, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna help him with some recipes. We do see in the trailer that we fight him. I know some people were worried that we weren't going to be able to battle him, but he, like in the trailer, we see his battle intro sequence, so we will battle him and Penny, and they even say that these are rivals. Besides that, we also got more stuff about Nemona, and we learned that the game is going to be split into 3 big stories, which I believe the leaker also said that the game is split into 3 big stories, and you won't finish the game until you beat these 3 stories, and the actual end game thing will happen, which makes a lot of sense. They brought up gyms. That's the first story. They didn't touch upon the other 2. They just brought up the gym portion, which makes sense. I guess the other 2 are something new that they want to try, but this part is about gyms, and that's when we get introduced into a gym leader. We get introduced to Grusha, the gym leader who broke the internet the day he was revealed. A lot of people thought that he was a she, and if you were on Twitter that day, you know what happened. The memes, the fan art, it was hilarious. But I really do like their design. It says that Grusha is a ice type gym leader who is a retired snowboard champ or snowboarding pro, and they settled down to become a gym leader instead. I thought that's a really cool thing for a gym leader, and I'm really glad that they're stepping away from the whole every gym leader is like, you know how in Gen 8 they were all like sports and stuff, and the whole thing was like sports, and being a gym leader was like a part of this huge giant gym game thing. I'm really glad that they're taking a step back from that, and we're going back to having these cool gym leaders that just have these occupations that they do on the side, and it just gives them more character. Personally, I think that's really cool. I mean, technically some Gen 8 leaders were like that, like Raihan with social media and Nessa with swimming, but you get what I'm saying. They all have like cool, unique designs, and they're not wearing the like competitive logo sports thing, I guess. But I really do like Grusha. In terms of other characters, we got Jock, our teacher, as well as our principal, I guess you can call him, our headmaster. I can't remember his name, but I'm going to put it up on a screen. But he is our headmaster. He will give us basically a tour, introduce us to the school, and the website describes him as kind, but also very stern. And that gives me serious Silene vibes from Legends Arceus, but I'm pretty sure he might be nicer than her. But I really do like these characters. I mean, of course, it wouldn't be a school without a headmaster or a principal, so that makes a lot of sense. Jock is the champion. I'm sorry. I think this is not a spoiler, but I personally think he is the champion. One other thing that they brought up that we didn't get formally introduced to these characters is that we see 4 unique characters that aren't like, I don't know. They were dropped, but they weren't given names. Like, there's this buff guy who Twitter also likes him a lot, and I'm pretty sure he's an important character because he's a teacher. He's wearing a school uniform. He might be the PE teacher. He could be. Then we got this lady who Twitter also likes, and she is definitely a fighting type specialist. Then we got introduced to these two ladies, this old lady and this lady who's wearing, I'm assuming this is some sort of farming gear or something like that. She looks like a breeder type trainer, even though she definitely is very unique in terms of model. And I personally think that these 4, they're teachers. They go to our school. We might get introduced to all of their classes. I personally think that these 4 are our Elite 4. And as for typings, the buff guy, I'm pretty sure he's a dragon type. He looks like he's a dragon type trainer. The other lady, she's definitely a fighting type. One lady, I would say that she's a ghost type, but I don't think she's a ghost type because if you've seen the leaks, we know that there is a ghost type gym leader, especially Koo said there's a ghost type gym leader, and we have a picture of the ghost type gym leader. She does look similar to her, so I'm going to assume they're related, but I think that she's a psychic type. And for the last lady, I don't really know. I'm going to say ground type, because ground or rock, because I don't think normal's been an Elite 4 type, and Koo said that the Elite 4 are going to be types that have already existed, so there won't be anything new. And if you guys do remember, Bertha from Gen 4 is a ground type Elite 4 specialist, and we haven't had a ground type Elite 4 specialist in a hot minute, so they really wanted to, they can go back to that. But I personally think that these 4 are our Elite 4, and for those that are wondering why, well, on the website, it says that once you complete the gym challenge, you have to take the champion assessment. And a part of that assessment is apparently traveling through Victory Road. The website name drops Victory Road, so Victory Road is back. Those that were worried about it not coming back because of Gen 8, but Victory Road is back, and apparently they're like, in this region, becoming champion, you don't really become a champion. The website calls it champion status. So it's like a school status, or a status in a region that you have to go to the school to obtain and achieve. So for example, if I were to take these 8 gyms, I go back to the school and they're like, oh, okay, you've got your 8 gyms. Now you qualify for the championship assessment test. And that involves you going through Victory Road and challenging your 4 teachers, your 4 like top school teachers, and then fighting Jock as the champion. That's my personal opinion, because Jock doesn't look like he's a type specialist of any kind. And plus, the website also mentions that he made the Rotom phone that we used in Sword and Shield and we're using in Scarlet and Violet. And it looks like an iPhone upgrade, essentially. Not changing that much, adding mundane features, but that's just me. But yeah, that's my personal theory for that. Moving on to the Pokemon, we got introduced to 2 new Pokemon. First one is Paldean Wooper. I'm not a fan of Wooper. I'm happy for the Wooper fans. It looks really pretty much almost the same, except it's like brown and has like this like crossbones thing instead of its normal antennas, and it's ground poison type, I believe. And that's a really broken type in person, so it's going to be a strong mon. I hope it gets a new evolution instead of Quagsire. I know some people want Quagsire, but I think it might get a new Evo. As for other new Pokemon, we got Fido, and Fido is hilarious. That is a funny name. We talked about this in the Pokemaniacs podcast, or rather on Ruffles stream, I think. In Ruffles video. Yeah, it was in Ruffles video that actually predicted the entire thing. That was a legit text leak from 4chan. Missed those, glad that actually happened. But Fido is a funny, pure fairy type dog made out of dough, and that's hilarious. I get they made the food mon and the dog mon into one Pokemon this gen. So I like Fido. I'm not going to use it. I never used the dog mons, but Fido is pretty funny. Love it. Next one is Cetitan, and a lot of people seem to not like Cetitan. I think Cetitan looks really cool. It's a pure ice type, which sucks because it's gonna die, but it's apparently Crucia's ace Pokemon, and it just looks really cool. It's been a while. When's the last time we got an actual whale besides the first one from Gen 3? So I like Cetitan. I hope it evolves or it has a pre-evolution. I'm not really a fan of single stage mons. Like, I don't know, Gen 8 had like a lot of those for some reason. But next up, we are introduced to the game's gimmick, and I have a lot of questions for this. If you guys know, I've been practicing this since they announced it. The Terastalization or Terastal phenomenon is a phenomenon in a region which changes a Pokemon's type or gives a stab boost to its like already existing type. So, for example, like the trailer said, if you have a Terastal normal Eevee with a Terra type normal, its normal type moves will be boosted. But if you have a grass Terra type Eevee, it'll become a grass type, so you won't even need a freaking Leafeon anymore if you have a Terra type grass Eevee, because it'll become a grass type. I don't know, it's weird, but I can't wait to use this. I think this might actually help out Zangoose get back into the meta, like poison Terra type Zangoose. If you guys don't know, Viper's in the game, so Zangoose is in the game. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. He's my channel mascot, so of course I'm gonna vouch for him. So poison Terra type Zangoose, bro, that would be so cool. It's amazing. Also, that's all I have to say on that. My personal opinions of it is that it's gonna be interesting, but I really hope that we have like a whole Gigantamax thing going on, where some Pokemon get separate forms altogether, and some Pokemon just get the whole crystal aesthetic, because I really like that appeal of Gigantamax, is that every Pokemon could use it, but some got something special, and I really hope that that's happening again here. Obviously Pikachu isn't going to get it, or Eevee, because of the mystery gift Pikachu, that it becomes a flying type if you pre-order the game or do the pre-order thing for that. So I'm not expecting them to get it. I don't think they'll want to repeat giving Pikachu and Eevee two special things, especially since the one from Sword and Shield were like let's go promos. But that's personally that. Again, we got the region name Paldea. Again, that's also rolling off the tongue now. I struggled saying Terastal and Paldea for some reason, but I think that's pretty much it for Scarlet and Violet. We also got some news from the website that you can't change your clothes that much. Like, all the customization features will primarily focus on your school uniform, so you can't ditch the uniform and wear something like out of school clothes. You have to wear different variations of the school clothes, which sucks because they look gross. But you can also change your, I think, lips and nose size and eye size this gen, which is very close to what I predicted in my customization feature. I think the only thing we're missing now was a skin wheel, and it might be perfect. So here's hoping that if we don't get it this game, Generation 10 will be the like generation where we can actually do something like that. But that is pretty much it, unless I've missed something. Let me know in the comments down below. But thank you guys for this week. I've been kind of missing after the trailer. I just kind of like crashed and I was like, bro, I need a moment to just chill out. But I'm back. I am very happy to be here. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Cam Tendo, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.